Good morning, guys. So I thought I would just have my morning coffee with you while we do a little story time. My cats are being crazy in the background. Okay, I've never done a story time before, so I have some notes on my phone so I don't forget anything, and hopefully I don't get sidetracked, but I might. Alright, so I've been wanting to do this story time for a while, especially like in the last couple months since we moved out of our old house and into this house. So I haven't really talked about this on here. I kind of mentioned it in my last video when we were saying goodbye to our old house, but Avery's father passed away in our old house. Okay, so I'm not gonna get into detail about how he died or anything, but ever since he did pass away, that's when a lot of stuff started happening in our house. So of course I would hear footsteps a lot, you know, like knocks on walls. You know, like when you just like feel somebody, like you just like feel somebody next to you. I would always feel that, and I always felt like it was him. Avery was only 1 when he died, but she still talks about him. Like, she's 4 years old now. She still talks about him all the time, and she can pick him out in any picture that I show her. And she always says, like, my daddy's in heaven, and I miss him so much. When Avery could talk a little bit better. One night we were in, like, our upstairs loft. It was, like, originally used as an office, but when we stayed there, I kind of turned it into, like, an upstairs, like, family room / playroom for the girls. So I was in there, and, I was trying to just like cuddle with her and put her to bed, like while I was watching TV. And so it was dark in the room, and when Chris was alive, like I would always sit on the couch with her at nighttime, and he liked to lay on the floor, like right next to us. And so I'm sitting on the couch, and she keeps like looking in that same spot, like where he would lay down. And she kept like sitting up and looking. I'm trying to get her to lay back down and go to sleep. And she's like, Mommy, what is that? So I look and I say, nothing. And she's like, Mommy, what is that? And I didn't say anything. I'm just like looking at where she's looking at. And then she says, hi. And she waves. And it was kind of creepy. But, yeah, and then when she got a little bit older, randomly, she would always say, Daddy's here, Daddy's here, Mommy, can you see him? So I always thought, like, that was kind of cool. You know, I don't know if it's true or not, but, then, like, right after Chris died, my oldest daughter, Lexi, him and her were, like, very, very close. He met her when she just turned 2 years old. Well, he spent like a lot of time with her for a few years, and they got like very, very close. And she would tell me, like, I would hear her talking in her room like she was having like an actual conversation, and she would tell me like Chris came to her room by her window, and he was like playing with her and talking to her. And then I remember one time I called her down for dinner, and she just started like, she was just like being quiet and eating. And then all of a sudden she was like, okay, like you have to go. And then she was like, okay, fine, like I'll see you later. And it was just kind of strange. It was like right after she had told me that she was talking to him. Not right away, but after a while, I started packing up some of his clothes. I did leave out his shirts for a long time because I would wear them at nighttime. But like his other clothes, I packed them all away in a box and put them in our garage. But then I started finding like one of his socks like everywhere, like in random places. And okay, like I would always clean the house, and so it's like I know that the sock like wasn't there before. And it would be like in just like laying like out in the open in random places, and it was like super weird. I would go downstairs, put it away, and then I would find it again like a couple days later in like another random space. I don't know how long this is going to be, and if I'm gonna have to break it up into 2 videos. Okay, so hi baby, this is my kitty Everest. This was when Avery was a lot younger. She was probably like 1.5 or something. She didn't like the sound of the vacuum, and neither did Lexi. Lexi's never liked loud noises. And so I think my mom was home at that time, and so they both went downstairs in her room to hang out with her while I cleaned upstairs for a little bit. Alright, so I was vacuuming by the stairs, and it's like the wall that's going down the stairs, right? I saw a shadow, like a big shadow of a man's head, and he had like a top hat on, and it was like very scary. You know, after I saw it and it like moved and disappeared, I tried to like go in front of the wall from where I was, but you couldn't even see my shadow, so it was kind of weird. It's kind of hard to explain how how the house is designed, but if you watch my last video, you could kind of see the wall that I'm talking about, and from where I was, you can't see your shadow. And also I didn't have a hat on, so that doesn't, it wasn't me. Like it totally, like I'm over here and it just like moved right in front of me, and I saw a guy's head with like a big hat, and he just like moved away and was gone. And then I kind of looked that up, and I saw that that's like an actual, like, it's pretty common for people to see. So I started going antique shopping like a lot more. That just became like a little hobby of mine. And then my daughters actually like really love going to antique stores with me, so that just became our little weekly thing that we would do together. So I've been told, you know, that people can attach themselves to items, and so I don't know, all this started happening around the time Chris died, and I started antique shopping when all this crazy stuff started happening. So that could be related. One time, it was late at night. Back then it was just me and the girls, so I didn't really care if they would like sleep in my room. So they were both in my room sleeping, and by then I think my mom had like moved out to live with her boyfriend, which is now her husband. So it was just us, and I went downstairs for something, and then I'm coming back upstairs, and I felt like somebody was watching me. Like I just got this like really strange feeling, and it made me like stop, and I'm like looking around. So I'm just like standing there because I just felt like this really heavy weird feeling. And then on the wall next to me, I hear this loud bang, and it scared me, and like I screamed and ran upstairs and locked the door, and I didn't, like, it took me forever to like go to sleep. It was very, that's one of like the scariest times. Another time, the girls again, they were sleeping in my room, so it was just us, and I was laying there, and I had the door closed and the lights were off like in the rest of the house. So I'm laying there probably like scrolling through Facebook or something, you know, and then, you know, like when a light turns on in another room, you can like see the outline. Come here, baby. You can like see the outline of the light, and so I saw the light turn on in the hallway I was totally freaking out. And the only weapon in there I had at the time was like some scissors. So I grabbed some scissors and like opened the door and I'm like ready to stab somebody. I searched the entire house and I didn't see anybody. So it was like super weird. Okay, another thing was, alright, so in Lexi's room, or her old room, her fan, the only way that you can turn like the light on or off and turn the fan on or off is with one of those little remotes. Like it wasn't attached to the wall. It wasn't connected to the light switch, you know. Anyways, so the fan, it could go like, it could reverse, like go the other way. And so I always kept the remote like up high so she couldn't touch it. So it was still up there because I went to check and she couldn't reach it. So I step out of the bathroom and there's a light right above me. And it starts like, the lights in the hallway start flickering. And then I look in Lexi's room and she's like spinning in circles and dancing. And her fan is like stopping and then it like reverses and she's just like, I don't know, it was just like super weird. Not saying that that was like paranormal or anything, it was just the lights flickering and then that happening all at the same time. Someone mentioned that could have been like an electrical issue, which maybe, but we never had that happen like again. It was just like a one-time thing. Before I start talking about other stuff, I might just end this video and make another video so it's not like too long. I kind of thought that this would be a very long video. Alright, so I am only talking about things that really stand out to me. I'm not going to be mentioning every single thing that happened because since Chris died, we lived there for like, I don't know, like almost 3 years. So like a lot of things happened. So I'm not going to say every single thing, but these are the things that stick out more in my mind. Okay, so I wasn't gonna talk about this, but the morning that before I found out that Chris had died, he was in the bathroom. So I didn't really think anything about it, right? And so I'm taking care of the girls and getting my coffee and stuff, and we were in our loft. Okay, and Avery was younger, like 1 year old. Like I said, she was like 1 year old, and we still had a baby gate because our loft didn't have a door. It was just like an open room. So I didn't have the baby gate like where a regular door would be. I had it more like kind of down the hallway, so they had more room to like run around and play. So I'm like sitting there like thinking and like kind of thinking it's weird that he's been in the bathroom this long, but also like it kind of hadn't been that long, you know. So I don't know, like I was just sitting there like kind of like thinking, and then I get this like feeling, you know, like a feeling like when you know someone's coming into the room. Okay, so like we didn't hear a noise, and like I couldn't have been the only one that felt like this because I felt it. And like it just really felt like he was like about to like walk into the room and like talk, you know, like say something. And like right when I like looked towards like the hallway, the girls both stopped playing and they looked down there too, and they just like stopped and they were just staring. So I'm thinking that he came out of the bathroom and they saw him. And then so I'm like waiting and waiting, and then I get up and I look and he's still in the bathroom. And that was just, I don't know, like I just kind of knew something was wrong. And I've never told anyone that. I think I told my mom, but it was just like really weird that we all like got like some type of like feeling that someone like was like standing there. So I am gonna end this video and then I'm going to just start a next one. Okay, so I hope that this isn't boring to you. I hope that you're liking the story time, and I hope that you watch the next one.